Okay, hopefully that fixed it. All right. What's going on? Am I live? I'm live. I can't get, I don't know why I'm not getting on here. Finally. Can you hear me, guys? Can you hear me now? Let me know. Everything good? Let me check the time. Hold on. Silverado, what's happening, buddy? So this is what we're doing. We're going to add the life cast face onto this head. I just have to make sure that the sizes are all right. And I got a ways to go yet. So let's get this guy back here. I got to cut away this. Keep working it. I'm cutting the flange off. Sue, are you up? I got to make sure she's up. I'm trying to cut the shit out of myself here. Loud and clear, good. Yeah, see, whenever I get a phone call, it interrupts the now we're getting somewhere. Damn, that looks too big. Looks too long. So I just got to keep taking away from the top of this, which is what I'm going to do. Hold on, let me see something. That's pretty much. Okay. I do have to take away a little bit more up top. Okay. Just got to keep working it, loud and clear. See, once I get this the right depth, I can get this head on here. And I'm going to have to melt some clay. To get it right.
Comb in the car.
Right in that
I'm not
container.
going out there to get it.
Just make sure it's clean.
I know.
All right. See what I'm doing here? So I cut away this head and I'm putting this face on here.
Okay.
So being original,
No, here's this one.
creative.
Yeah, it's dirty.
Yeah, you just take it. I don't need it.
I can't see how it's going to do my.
I don't need to jab myself. That's the last thing I need to do. Just gotta work it. I'm talking to people at the same time.
Talking to people.
Talking to people at the same time. All right, let's take that off of there. I got all this yummy clay to remelt. The other face. Yeah, that's going to give me the distance I need. But closing it in, that's a whole nother issue. The best way to cut the clay too, by the way. One of these knives here, one of these putty knives, if you're trying to get a straight edge, See what I'm doing here? I'm just kind of working it. I just work it back and forth. That's all I'm doing. Just work it back and forth. Don't try to push too hard. You work it back and forth and cut away the clay the way you should. It comes off real easy. It's a thick piece of clay. I just cut off of there. Now let's see where we're at. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now I got a lot of work to do underneath this chin area to get this right. That means hollowing out. I got to scrape away this clay here and then bring it in. I got to close this neck in a little further. Actually, that's how it has to go. Gotta make sure it's leaning in the same direction as the head. Wow. Okay, so I can see that I gotta widen this head further. So what I'm gonna do is take my heat gun right here. Heat it up. Nietzsche. Yeah, I'm doing this. I don't think I've ever seen this process done like this. So I'm kind of being very original here. I don't want to melt this to the point where I'm just trying to widen the head a little bit. Just a little bit more. Look at that. That's something, guys. Now, I've got to close that. Now, what I have to do now is I've got to melt some clay and make it real soft and put these two pieces together as one. Then the bottom part of the chin I work on separately. And look how wide that is. That has to be. All this has to come in. This neck has to come in. And how I'm going to do that is simple because it's fairly thin. And all I have to do is push it in. Now let's see how far in did I bring that jawline in. Still a ways to go. May even have to redo these ears a little bit. Yeah. The neck is too big. I'm not trying to make it perfect yet. I'm trying to get the size right and the chin right. And that'll all come together once I get this. Interesting. All right, you see how that's coming together now? It's starting to bring that shape in. I'm bringing the neck in. Just got to keep working it until I get it right. Then I have to bring it all together. You get the idea? The head looks too big for the size of the face. So I'll be cutting away some of this head. It's too big. But I won't have to do too much to it. And of course I got to fix this whole area here. Fun, fun, fun. And I always work with hollow castings. Oh, the head's crooked. Duh. Right there. All right, well, I'm going to have to pack this out a little bit on the bottom. I have to melt a bunch of clay for that. But this is just to give you an idea of what I'm doing, guys, of how I'm going to approach this thing, how I'm actually going to use the head shell of one to make a different sculpture. This is going to be my LC78. Oh yeah, this is going to be a really nice mask too, I think. This is going to be a nice mask when this is all done. This is going to be the LC78. Got a lot of work to do in the neck area. All in here. I got to bring this down. I also make the head a little bit smaller. Probably going to bring the neck in tighter on both sides. Yeah, don't drop that. Yep. That's what I'm doing. No, it's not going to be that difficult. I just have to heat up the clay. I may have to make a new neckline in here, which is no big deal. As long as I have the support from the backside, I can cut this completely off right here. I was already thinking about doing it. And just re-sculpting. See, once this is on here like this, then I'll just re-sculpt this whole front. You know, but that's after I take some melted clay and put this together as one. But you know what I'm going to do? Just to save myself some aggravation. Because this is not going to work. Definitely not going to work. The front half of that mask is not going to work with that one. So now I can lay this down. All right. And I can line this up where it needs to be. And once I get these two pieces together, then I can sculpt the neck in here. But before I do that, I have to bring this in like that. Yeah, now I understand why. Come on, get out of the way. I don't care if I get a little banged up on that. I can thicken that later. I'm looking at it straight on this way. Yeah, that's almost where it needs to be. Yep. All right, now, see that straight on, guys? See how I got that in now? Felix, that is actually a life cast of William Shatner. That's William Shatner's life cast. This is how we're gonna make a life cast mask. This is gonna be awesome. Come on, stay bent in. Keeps trying to come back out. I need to melt some clay. I need to melt some clay, guys, so I can put this thing together and keep it so it doesn't move. Then I can sculpt this here. Then I can sculpt this in. I can layer this neckline in. Pretty cool. But I need to melt some clay. Yeah, see how nice that came in now? See how that neck's all in there now? All I have to do is sculpt this part in. That's it. This is all bent where it needs to be, but I'm going to take a look at where I may have to redo that, his ears and everything, because the ears are on the wrong angle. Doesn't look right. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't really care. Once I get the face on here, then I'm good. I think these ears are going to be too big. And again, it may not be, because you know what? The original mask had big ears.
I'll see you later.
Oh, okay. I thought you were already gone.
No.
All right. Love you. See you in the morning. Yeah, my method's going to work. You know, it might have been just as easy to completely sculpt another head, attach it to this face. Might have been the way to go. But I wanted to try this to see if it'll work. If it doesn't work, I can always sculpt a new head on here. Felix the cat, the wonderful, wonderful cat. I'm really showing my age now. You guys don't have no clue who that is. Yeah, this is going to be awesome. I think this is going to be awesome. Yep. See, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to have the neck. I'm going to have the neck about like there. That's how it's going to be, like that. And the ears I may have to resculpt. No big deal. But once it's together, it's not going to go nowhere, and I have to thicken this in here. I'll have to throw more clay on there. Should I, all right, vote, should I do another, should I melt some clay and do it? Nah, I think I'm going to wait. Really make sure that I'm going in the right direction with this. Nah, I think we'll be okay. I do. We're going to be okay. I definitely have to change the ear size. Maybe not. The ear size looks right. Doesn't it look right, guys? You tell me. All right, I'll melt some clay. You made me do it. Let me go melt some clay. It takes about 3 minutes. Well, not 3 minutes, about two minutes to get it soft enough to where I can fill these cracks and get it right. But let me just go put it in there and, geez, man. Let's go put it in there and get busy with this. Let me go get the clay. Get a couple pieces of this stuff here and throw it into my little bucket. I don't want this here. I don't need a ton of it. I just need some of it. Need it soft enough to where I can. All right, I got to back this up. Be right back. Let me just go stick this in here for 2 minutes. Yeah. My heating system's struggling to try and heat this whole house. My downstairs unit and my upstairs unit. It's struggling to heat the house because it's so cold out there. I think it's like 5 degrees. It's brutal. So I put my fireplace on to balance it out, and it's working perfect. I don't know how the hell I got it so perfect, but it's working. All I know is the house downstairs is nice and toasty. I got it set for like 73 degrees. It feels perfect. The house was at like 68, 67, 68. And I was like, man, it felt like a chill. Some people live with that. I can't deal with that cold of weather, especially now that I'm diabetic. I can't handle that coldness. So I used to be uh, shit cold never. But I used to walk around in 10, 20-degree weather with shorts on. Not kidding. That's how I used to be, but not anymore. Can't do it. But yeah, pipe master. I think the ears are bigger on the 75K, so this is going to work out perfect. I think. Um, I'm waiting to hear the chime on the clay so I can start sculpting. First thing is I got to get that face attached to the clay. That has to get attached before I can. There it goes. It's chiming now. All right. So how I'm going to attach this? I'm going to do it from the inside and then the outside. This stuff is nice and soft and gooey. Perfect. Then I'll have to let this really harden up. Come on, man, stop fighting me. Am I blocking you guys? Yeah, I am blocking the damn camera. Damn it. So all I'm doing is I'm going around the entire scene. Let me sit down and do this because this is a pain in the arse. Alright. Really? Need the soft stuff. Almost liquid. Oh, man, it's hot. Now see how this side's bigger? That's all right. We're going to thicken it up from the inside, and then I'm going to carve away some of this head, so it's a little smaller. You get the idea. I don't care about imperfections right now. I don't care if the head gets a little dented or whatever, it doesn't matter. Because there's so much that has to be done to this. So, no point in crying about spilled milk. Fine details have to be all put in here anyway. I don't want to mess up the integrity of the face though, too much. Yeah, see, I carve all that out. Push it in from the outside. Thing is, I'm going to be at a standstill in a few minutes here because I got to let this stuff harden up. What the shit is here? Okay, now the inside has to be done. Ain't no big thing. Now what I'll do is once this is good and hard tomorrow, I'll pour in liquid I'll melt up some clay and put it in liquid form. I'll show you what it looks like on the inside once I get this spread out and stuck. This is going to be pretty tough. I think getting this neck right, because one, it's very thin on this neckline. But I like a challenge. Who don't like a challenge? Everybody likes a challenge. I'm just going to build it up and then cut away. That's how I'm going to do that. See how that's coming along in there? I'm going right up into the seam. Can you guys see in there? I don't know if you can see that well. But I'm putting plenty of thickness on the seam because I don't want it to really grab and not come apart on me. Yeah, this outside's already kind of hard. Kinda, not all the way. What we got here? Gotta love it. Man, I wish I'd have done this years ago. Dented the ear a little bit. I don't care about that. I really do wish I had done this years ago. God knows where I would have been by now. That's the thing. You know, looking back, you know, if I had become a mask maker a long time ago, in the short years that I've been doing this, I really picked up on it really fast. I think, anyway. And man, believe me, I've come a long way since that first mask. It looks like that looks totally different from where I'm at now. Now this doesn't have to be a super strong bond. It just has to be thick enough and hold enough so where I'm sculpting and I start really getting it right on the money. Here we go. The LC78, guys, that's the name of this mask. Pipe Master, it is working. I'm going to show you in a minute from the front view. All right, let me just show you. It's working. Now, of course, I've got a lot of carbon and smoothing out to do and everything. That's no big deal. But getting this life cast face, man, this is going to be badass. It really is. It's going to be awesome. I think this is going to be a really cool mask. The LC78. And this is from the life cast from William Shatner. It's not a perfectly great life cast, but it captures the main details. The problem is it has all kinds of little imperfections that I have to fix, which is no big deal, considering. I ain't going nowhere now, man. But I got to work on this neck, and this ought to be fun. Let me see something. Can I reuse this, maybe? Nah, it's too rough. Too rough. How I'm going to do this, I'm going to make worms of clay. You guys see this, it's going to be cool. Come on, stay still. No, can't do it with these big flat pieces. Got to do it with small pieces. It's got to reach all the way around too. Here, see what I'm doing? Now the front side of this neck's going to be thick enough to really not have to worry about problem is I have to let this cool down each layer, I think. I don't care how crooked it is right now. That's not my objective. My objective is to make it round right there. Then you smooth it out. That's why I'm making it thick. This is like that thick. Now, this has to firm up for this to work. Now, one thing is if it's a little too deformed, like it's drooping or whatever, once it hardens, all I have to do is hit the heat gun on it just a few minutes, and then bend it back into shape, and it won't go nowhere. Clay is not that difficult. It's not that, see, this is drooping a little bit here because it's still really soft. But that'll stiffen up in a few minutes, and I'll be able to bend it where it needs to be. I can't add no more weight to this edge. I can go over on this end though, and this stuff's a little firmer. Looks like shit right now, but it won't be in a couple. See how soft that is? It's still really warm there. But this stuff's starting to firm up pretty good now. Now I'm going to do it from the inside and push it out. And as this firms up, the last rim that goes around the edge here, I'm going to press on the inside, not the outside. And I'll be able to shape it. But this has got to get firmer. And then how I really, make sure that it's a circle is by looking at it this way. It's round. You don't want it to be too. Now, I'm going to press in some clay into the back of this where the seams are, so the seams don't come apart on me. This sculpture is going to be pretty thick when all said and done. I'm making this extra thick in here because I have to sculpt this. I have to make sure I scrape this down so it's flush. If I make this too thin, I'm going to puncture through it. It's still soft. What the hell? Come on. I wish I had like a, instead of a heat gun, a freeze gun. Do they even make them? Wouldn't that be cool? Trying to move this clay while it's soft and smooth it and get it into the face better. I know one way to do this. Hold on. Look at that. Oh my God. This is by accident, guys. Totally by accident. Okay, I lied. I was going to go to the inside, but now having that inside support, I can go to the outside. Asylum. Nietzsche. Hold on, let me. Yeah, I think so too. Yes, I did, Asylum. I've attached the life cast. I've attached the life cast. Nothing's perfect right now, by far. Just getting the rough clay cut in there. Yeah, if you guys can visualize this, this is going to be really awesome. This mask is going to be it's going to be sick. It's going to be awesome. The life cast. It's going to be called the LC78. Now, as you can see right over here in the corner, we have my flashback. It's just ready. It's ready for mold. I gotta dented the ears up a little bit. I ain't worried about it. What's going on, Asylum? That's not going so well. I'm in a summer camp running away from a mass killer. I'm completely lost in the fog. Yeah. Put the controller down and stop playing the video games. Too funny. But that's what we know you're doing. You're playing video games. Who are you kidding? Once this hardens up, man, I'll be able to really fine tune this bad boy. Ain't this a genius thing? I mean, look at that. I put the foam round head that goes on top of the head usually. Come on, don't you roll around on me. Just trying to fix this one little gap over here. And then I have to wait till tomorrow to let this completely firm up, because this takes hours. Believe it or not, for this clay to get really hard again, it takes hours. It doesn't take, it's not just like, it takes hours. So I got to thicken up the back over here quite a bit. Bring this in around. I think the reason why I'm doing it this way is to see if it can be done. It's not because I'm not really sure it can be. It can be done this way, but we're going to find out. See, I'm looking at the back of this head, it's too far back. I think this is going back too far, so I have to carve away some of this head. In order to carve away this head, though, I've got to fill it from the inside to give us a better, because I think this head's too big. But it'll be awesome when it's done. Now I just got to let it harden. I can't really do much else. Yeah, I think so too. Go ahead. You guys can take a look at this now. Let me see. I just don't want it to get deformed sitting upright like that. I don't really care because I can actually fix that neck once it hardens up more. Once I can control how much melt is on there, then I can really. You, S.J. Johnny, who's that? Is that? I'm not sure who that is. S.J. Who's S.J.? Anyway, yeah, we're going to have ourselves a hell of a mask here, I think. This is all said and done. It's going to be awesome. mess the integrity of the face up at all. We widened it just enough to where it's going to fit on our heads really nice. We're going to have ourselves a really nice life cast. Now I still have to shorten up this back of the head. This is too, and then I'm going to bring this up just a little bit more over here. You know, just touch-ups. Nothing too much to the face other than maybe a little smoothing out where there's a lot of bumps and stuff from the stone. That'll get smoothed out, but the details are there. This is going to be a really cool life cast. And I still got to do, I've had people ask me if I'll do a Kirk mask. You guys tell me, should I do a Kirk too? Because I would have to do the Kirk first to make the eye holes smaller. All right, then mold it. Then I can make a Michael, you know, from that Kirk. Or do we just make a Kirk and then just cut the eye holes out the way they need to be? I don't know. I'm lazy when it comes to the eye holes. Because I spend hours on them to make sure that they're perfect every time, and I don't want to spend hours on every mask. You know, I don't want to do that, cutting the eye holes out just perfect. I'd rather have it in the mold perfect. Who said it couldn't be done? It's going to get done. Yeah, that's still hard. That's still soft. Like I said, this stuff takes hours for this to get really hardened up. Then we'll get this really straight the way it needs to be. And I want to put this down and cradle it like that. I don't care about the back of the head too much right now. That's pretty stiff. All right, that can't go nowhere. So what do you guys think? Yeah, I'm definitely getting a lot better. I still got a little bit of a cough. It's been three weeks since I had that first cold. You know, sucks, but I'm starting to feel pretty good. Yeah, it's the life cast. It's gonna be one of them things where it's, you know, I didn't sculpt it. You know, it's a copy. Can't go wrong with a copy. But you know, it had to be done. Has to be done a certain way. The reason why I wanted to use the head form, the back head form, is because I wanted to make sure that the head, the face, was going to be wide enough. So I kept expanding out the head until it got wide enough to fit on the mask itself, or on the sculpture itself. Yeah, I just haven't been doing anything to it. I don't really give a shit. I wear hats when I work. You know, I'm gonna shave it all off though. I can't stand long hair, man. I can't stand it. So that's gonna happen. I just haven't been. I usually my hedgers. I take it outside and shave my head. But man, it's been so freaking cold. I'm like, oh man, the hell with it. I don't go to a barber. The hell's the point? I just shave my head. I don't. As I've gotten older, the worse I. What am I doing with it? I'm making a Life Cast, Captain Kirk. From the Life Cast. I didn't sculpt it. This is actually from the Life Cast itself. I made a silicone master copy of the Life Cast, and I'm going to refine it, make it a little smoother, take out a lot of these bumps and little divots and stuff that are in here. But this is going to be a Life Cast mask. It's going to be called the LC78 from Custom Corpses, and it's going to be awesome. It really is. I think this is going to give you a really, really good rendition of the Captain Kirk mask when this is done. This is going to give you, well, it's actually from the Life Cast. That's what they took from the original movie. The mask came from this Life Cast. So you can't go wrong. You're using the actual, Captain Kirk face. That's what they used. They used the Life Cast to make the mask. So you're getting an exact copy, of the Life Cast. It's not firm enough to stand it upright yet, so I have to wait. I have to add a little more clay in here. I can see that already. I made it pretty thick here. See, what's nice about having a hollow head cast like this is you can turn it in every direction to see where you're, if you're not perfectly round, if it needs more clay here versus there, you can see where your defects are. Yeah, this is going to be cool. This is going to be cool. I can't wait. Well, from this, believe it or not, H1 or H2, it is the same mask. It just depends on, if somebody wants an H2 from this, what I would recommend is I would stick foam pads in the temples to stretch the face out. And that'll give you the H2 look. On the inside of the mask, you put foam pads on the inside of the mask, and that'll make the head wider this way, and then you'll get that stretch look to give you the H2. This is naturally going to be shorter, the chin, so when you wear this thing, your chin's not going to be up inside of here. It's going to pull that down, so you're going to get that natural H1 look, because this is the same size as the mask was on the original mask, because it came from the Life Cast, which is, the Life Cast is the human, that's the actual size of the Life Cast, and what I have right here is the Life Cast size. 1-to-1 ratio. It's 1-to-1. It should be fun, man. I think it's going to be cool to have this Life Cast. Now, there's a couple guys that follow me. They're probably going to see this video and say, wow, man, I never would have thought to do it that way. That's what I do. I do pretty good, too. I'm actually one of these guys that, let's figure out a way to do this. Let's figure out a way. I don't want to have to sculpt the whole head. So what I did was I took my, hold on, let me take this stuff out of here so I don't spill it all over the floor. So I took my flashback mold, right, and I poured clay in it, and I cut away the whole face off of that and left the head. And all I have to do is I put the Life Cast on that head, and I shaped the neck to make it work, brought the ears in where they had to be, to make it work. And it's working so far. I don't get discouraged easily. I kind of like, okay, I see a problem, work the problem. Don't get pissed off. Don't waste your time and energy on negativity, because that doesn't get anything done. I just keep working at it until I get it right. And if it can't be done, then it can't be done. That's just the way it is. But I knew this could work, It's just a matter of how I was going to approach it. And I was trying to do it easily. I didn't want to have to kill myself doing this. I wanted to make it so easy for me to do. And basically, so far, I haven't really done any sculpting yet. I just basically filled out the neck area and closed in the seam. I bent the neck in further and the ears in further to match this face form, you know, so the neck closed in where it needed to be. And yeah, that's basically it, man. That's how we're gonna do this sculpture. It's gonna be awesome. You can make H1 or H2 from this. I think it's going to be more about how you stuff it to give you the look. Because the H2 was the exact same mask from this sculpture, this life cast. So, I'm excited, man. I'm excited to get my life cast done. I'm excited to get my V2 FB78. That's what that is over here in the corner. And that's ready for molding. I have that perfect. Perfect. I want to look at. Yes, don't use styrofoam. There's two different types of foam. Now this is a different type of foam. Let me grab this other foam so I don't pull that out of there. All right, this is not the same kind of foam as styrofoam. This doesn't absorb moisture. All right, because it actually has a shell over top of it. It's got a little bit of a I don't want to say skin, because there's a skin over top of this, and that doesn't damage the latex. But this stuff's very expensive, this kind of foam. You have to mix it and foam fill it. This came out of one of the heads, latex mask heads that I was actually foam filled, and I pulled it out. Don't remember why, but I pulled the foam head out of it. And anyway, so it's sitting here. So don't use styrofoam. Styrofoam will destroy the latex. It'll harden it. The Halloween 4 Asylum, was it the Halloween 4 mask? Now, the Halloween 4 poster art, that was based off the Halloween, the Kirk mask. See, Halloween 4, I remember hearing a story, and I can't remember where I heard it, but Halloween 4, they were going to use the Captain Kirk mask, and then they put a halt to it. They stopped them. They said, no, you're not allowed to use that mask. They were going to use the Captain Kirk. That's what they wanted to do. And I don't know if it was William Shatner that stopped it. I don't know. They wanted to get paid. And they thought, the hell with that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to pay anybody for using the mask. So they had to use a different mask. They weren't allowed to use the actual Captain Kirk mask. That I do know is a fact. But the original, they actually had made a mask. I think they made one from a Captain Kirk mold, and they were going to use it, and they got shut down. Tell me if I'm wrong. Silverado, let's see who, Asylum. Yeah, I hate hair. I don't like long hair. I can't stand it, man. The older I've gotten, the less I can stand it. I used to have hair all the way down to my ass back in the 70s. I used to wear a ponytail. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the details in it, but I know that I know that one of the movies they got shut down, and it might have been 4, it might have been 5. I forget, but I know it was 4 or 5. I can't remember where I saw the story on it. I think it might have been the extras that I saw. So I'm going to show you this book, guys. Wait till you see this. Hold on. Excuse me. Excuse me. Take a couple sips of my orange juice. Oh, that was good. So, I gotta show you guys this. This book is a must-have. If you like the new Halloween versions, Halloween 1 or Halloween 2018, Kills and Halloween Ends. It has all these tons of pictures in here. It's behind the scenes. It's done. Who is it? You might want to capture that. It wasn't that expensive. I got it on Amazon. It was $30 or something like that. It wasn't even that expensive. It's by Abby Bernstein. And man, the pictures in this. Hold on. Can I? Let me do it this way. Great. Goddamn head flipped over. Hold on, guys. Oh, son of a bitch. What got damaged? Nothing I can't fix. All right, let me fix this permanently so I don't have to worry about it falling again. Jesus Christ. No, that won't work. Give me this. Give me a second here. My head fell over. Okay. Yeah, I got a little work to do. No biggie. So, try and get this so you guys can see all the stuff that's in here. Kind of difficult from the angle that I'm turning these pages. Come on. Still feel like I got clay all over my hands. Why? Oh, that was no big deal. But here's your chapters. And this is a hardback. This is a hardback copy. Chapter 6, forward by David Gordon Green. Production Slashing the New Path. Halloween, Death Returns to Haddonfield. Halloween Kills. The New Level of Terror, Halloween Ends. It All Ends Now. Acknowledgements. Now, Halloween Ends is the worst movie I've ever seen. Let me get this so I can sit comfortably and you guys can look at the book. I got it on Amazon, guys. You can get this on Amazon. Check out that picture. Now, that's a sculpture of the Halloween, the first one, 2018. And they even sculpted the hair. So I don't know if that was a concept sculpture. I haven't read this yet. I still got to read it. I want to read it. I've been looking at the pictures. Oh, man. All behind the scenes. But there's a lot of information in here, and it tells you a lot about a lot, even the original stuff. I think. There's John Carpenter. He was executive producer. Check out that picture. That's cool. That's a cool shot. I really like that shot. Now there's Halloween 2018. Death Returns to Haddonfield. Some cool shots. I'm going to get to the meat of the stuff. Let me just blow through it. I guess that was their screening of the movie, private screening. There's some behind the scenes with Nick Castle, John Carpenter talking to each other. Didn't like him as the replacement for Dr. Loomis. I think they could have done a better job there. Didn't like these two characters either. Love the mask. Just something. The mask really does it for me, man. I really like the mask. Check out that mask. Really captures the Michael Myers. Ages it well. Mask latex doesn't really do that. Yes, it was. That was Nick Castle. Laurie Strode. There's the porch of the makeshift Michael Myers house. Or wait a minute, is that Michael's house? No, that's her house. That was the one that she was all caged in and had her. There's the scene when she came in hysterical, finding out that Michael has broken out of, or escaped. I don't know who that is. It's not Michael Myers. But that kid got killed. Michael's not supposed to kill kids. Oh, check this out, guys. Look at this. Broken neck. It's all prosthetic. That's a silicone mask. Prop. I wouldn't say mask. That's a silicone body right there. All done in silicone. Look at even the inside of the mouth. The teeth are resin. The inside of the mouth is all glossy. Great paint job on the prosthetic eyes. Man, very realistic looking. Very realistic looking. I'm trying to remember, which scene was that? I forget. The scene where we were on the bus. There you go. Here's some of my shots. This is what I really like to look at. Now that's the hard shell, all right? And then there's a silicone master copy, and that's latex right here. It might be clay. No, it's latex. You can see the holes, the eye cuts. But anyway, they have a insert. And what that insert is his head. See that sculpture? That's actually not a sculpture. They did a life cast of James Jude Courtney, and then they sculpted the mask right on his armature. That's an armature right here. And then they sculpted the mask. Christopher Nelson sculpted the mask right on his armature, so this way the mask fit him perfect. The mask was made to fit his face perfectly. And they're hairing the mask there, and that showed me that they haired it the old-fashioned way. They glued it. They glued the hair. And that's Christopher Nelson painting the mask. There's a close-up of the mask. See, with these pictures, man, I can really nail this thing. Hold on. Not seeing that reflection. The light's kind of like glaring, making it glary. Get a really good shot of the mask itself. The Tombstone, Judith Myers. I wasn't too impressed with the actors that were in this movie, or in any of them, to tell you the truth. I thought they were, this is a cool, this is a prop here. And that was the guy at the gas station. He got his teeth all ripped out of his head, and then and then Michael dropped it into the stall where that girl was. Freaked her out. Killed her too. Yeah, this is the scene where she gets it after he drops the teeth. That was sick. That was cool. But that's a cool shot. I wish it wasn't falling right in between the pages there, because that really shows off some really cool detail to the face of the 2018 mask. Yeah, I'm not a big Jamie Lee Curtis fan. Yep, the original flashback. We're getting to that. We're getting to that, guys. Don't worry. Turn these pages faster, as fast as I can. This gives you a lot of information on all three movies. All three movies. And we're still on 18. But I think Kills comes up next. Kills, there's a scene in the closet. That kid was cool. I wish they had brought him back into Halloween Kills. I liked that kid. He was good. He was funny. Yeah, that was neat. Stabbed right through the neck and into that was the kid that went up there to. There's Nick Castle doing his cameo. The scene where he's looking in the mirror and she's outside and she shoots him and then hits the mirror and then realizes he's standing and looking into a mirror. That was Nick Castle. That was his scene that he did in that movie. Yeah, see this scene right here where she's looking up into the window and sees his reflection in the mirror, but she doesn't realize it's a mirror. She just shoots, hits him right in the head, but it was a mirror. Pretty bizarre. Pretty clever. And this kid gets it good. Didn't like this kid as an actor. I don't know. I just didn't like the characters in the movie. That was this prosthetic that they made for that scene. It was a fake head. They did use a lot of the old techniques in this movie, with making silicone heads and props. I don't want to tear this thing. That's for damn sure. Get to that other thing I want to show you. The flashback. Check out that. That's a cool shot. I like this. This is neat. Look how deformed his fingers are and everything. It's almost like that was a fake hand. They made it very, like his joints are all busted up. And this here looks like he was stabbed right through the arm, right here. I don't know what that is. That was just dirt. Might have been just dirt or blood. Yeah, this book's cool, guys. You guys got to get this. This will give you a lot of. Let's just get to some of this. Now we're going into Kills. Oh, check that out. Check out that prosthetic. That's one of the firemen. There's the original Michael Myers house that they actually built for this movie. They built the whole thing. All props, all prop head. Man, check out the detail on the brains. Brain matter. There you go. That's a cool scene. Coming out of that fire, had that fireman's breaker. Yeah, this is a hardcover too, man. That's why I was really impressed with it. Here you go. This is where it starts getting interesting. There's James Jude Courtney and Nick Castle. And this guy here, I can't remember his name. I think I know his name, but he was one of the characters in The Breakfast Club in 1985. He was one of the kids. Definitely don't look like he did when he was young. But then who does? If I saw my original pictures, that's a cool shot. Check out that shot. Porch scene. We're getting close to it now. I know it's right around these next couple of pages where you see the flashback mask. Here we go. Flashback mask. These are the shots that really give you a lot of detail. Now, it sucks because you're not seeing really good detail on this camera. Let me see if I'll bring it up. I'm trying to keep it out of the light. These are the actual flashback. Screen used. Now this looks really cool. I love this picture with the flashback on the end and then a kills, and I think that's an ends mask with it. But it also revealed that my scowl is not far enough out. I still have to adjust that. But everything else is on the money with my sculpture. And then this is a kills mask, unpainted, on the then there's the Dr. Loomis. That's how they made this guy up. This is how this guy really looked in real life, right here. Hold on, this is how he looked in real life. Can you imagine that? You're on set and you're going, man, that guy looks a lot like Dr. Loomis. And then they gave him the part because they gave him a small bit part because he looked so much like Dr. Loomis. Damn. That's a neat shot. I like that shot. Trying to get the reflection off of it. See, doing. Halloween Ends. I hated that movie. Yeah, this was a cool scene. This woman gets it. That woman will fuck you up. I remember that line. That was pretty funny. what I don't like about Jamie Lee Curtis is just she overreacts. She's too dramatic. She's too, and it doesn't come across as authentic. Not now. Not back when she was younger. It worked, but now she doesn't. Yeah, that's cool. Got that prosthetic there. Jabbed in the eye with the knife. And that's the prosthetic. That's how they make that stuff. That's how it's done. It's all silicone today. They don't use latex or foam latex anymore. It's all silicone. They're prosthetics. Prosthetics look a lot more realistic when they're in silicone. Yep. But anyway, this is the book. It's got a paperback over top of it. I want to take a look at the front of it without the paper. Yeah, see what it looks like without the paper on it? Pretty cool. But this is a hard book. This is a hardcover. Guys, I'll have to get that if you're really into this Michael Myers thing, man. A lot of people are trying to keep this secret. I don't believe in secrets. You know, especially if you're a fan, you know. What do you guys think? Do you like this book? Thumbs up if you like the book. But it actually gives me a couple pictures that I actually was able to use for the flashback. God damn it, get up there. Is this firming up? Yes, it's finally getting nice and firm. Tomorrow I'll be able to sculpt on that, get it right. When it fell over, it got jabbed up in here a little bit. Nothing, it's just little scrapes. That's nothing, I ain't worried about that. I can fix all that. I got a lot of work to do to that, so it's not like it's going to be done anytime soon. The Halloween Ends mask? Hold on, let me see. Let me see if it's in here first before I go and... try to give you the best picture I can find in here of the Halloween Ends mask. Okay, yeah, we got some pictures of it right here. Okay. Let me do this again for you. Here's the Halloween Ends mask. Trying to keep the reflection out of it. I mean, you got some good shots of this mask in here. Check out that on the bottom of the page. You can really see some really fine detail. And it's going to be tough when I go to do the ends, man. It's going to be a lot of detail that has to go into that sculpture. But it'll be worth it if I can make it accurate. There's the Halloween ends on the bottom. Another Halloween ends there. A couple other interesting pictures in here too. Oh, wait a minute. Did the black lady live? Hold on a second. And Halloween ends. Look here. Maybe did I miss this in the movie? I guess I hated the movie so much I didn't care what I saw. But look, she's got the scar on her neck and she's in a wheelchair. And it's obviously a scene in the movie. Halloween ends. I guess maybe she lived. Do you guys know anything about this? Huh. I don't know if she lived or not. I don't know. Maybe she lived. Yeah, why would they have her all scarred up like that? Maybe she was alive. That was him in the sewer. I hated the kid. I didn't like this kid in here. That was another thing that was him trying to become Michael Myers. Give me a break. Such a bad written movie. It was terrible. Kid gets it anyway. Dumbass. She about to die. That's a cool shot. Check out these prosthetics for his hand. Now these were gloves. These were silicone gloves that he wore to keep his hand, you know, like that. You know what's so cool is I'd have really cool looking Michael Myers hands because my veins are now all visible from losing all that weight. And I'm old, so I would be a perfect. I could do the hands. I can make my own prosthetic hands. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm sorry. Michael doesn't die. Michael can't die. Michael's superhuman. Here's a prosthetic for this kid. He gets something jabbed in his eye. There's a cool shot of the mask. Go back to the part in the sewer. Hold on. This part where he kills the kid, or I think it might have been right around when he killed him. Yeah, I don't think anybody likes Michael Myers unmasked. Yeah, I'm not too crazy about any of this. Yeah, Laurie Strode. She looks like death sucking on a lifesaver in real life. I guess that's her double. That was her stunt double. Whoever that woman is. James Jude Courtney, man, he was such an awesome Michael Myers. He really was. I think he was the best one of anybody. I like Nick Castle and everything, but Nick Castle didn't really play Michael Myers. He just was told to put a mask on and walk around funny. You know what I mean? He didn't really put anything into the character of Michael Myers. It just happened to come out in a way that it's just the way it was all by accident. All by accident. Sometimes that's better. Although this James Jude Courtney, man, he got it down. He got down the whole concept of how he. So yeah, there's the book. You got to get this book. If you're a big Halloween fan, good book to have. I'm also going to get the other books I'm looking for online. Oh, that's my air compressor. Oh, I'm not a fan of it. You could never convince me. I haven't even watched it twice. I pained me to sit through it in the theater. We went to see it in the theater, and I just, man, I so ticked off. I was, it was almost kind of like I got that same gut feeling I did in the original Halloween 3 when it had nothing to do with Michael Myers. And I was like, man, that's worse than that. That movie was worse than now. The Mask was badass. I liked everything about that. I didn't like the movie. I didn't like it. I didn't like the characters in it. I didn't like that kid trying to be Michael Myers. I thought, and he was weird. It's just weird. It was a weird spin on the whole thing. It didn't even feel like it was connected to the original, the first two movies in this timeline. It felt like because of COVID and everything, they were scrambling. Apparently, there was an original script that was supposed to pick up right from the same night, but because COVID hit, they said they couldn't do it. I still think they could have, and they should have. It was supposed to continue on from the very same night in the original script, and they rewrote it. So, because of COVID, blame COVID on everything, I guess. But it still was a shitty movie. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. But Christopher Nelson's Mask was perfect. I love his work. I love the work. I love the concept of it. Let me go put this book away real quick. I don't want to lose my book. Damn, don't get out of the way. All right, taking you off the tripod. Oh, 5 people on. Yeah, so I was looking at that book. Asylum watched it again. You really put yourself through that? I couldn't watch it again. I couldn't bring myself to watching it again. I'm just reading you guys. Yeah, I just showed you. I showed you the title. Um, yeah, this is a 24-inch right here. This FB. That's the original FB. I just kind of not. I'm not really in a rush to paint it and put it out there yet. Here's what happened, guys. I'm retired and I'm collecting Social Security, and I was told that I can only make $1,500 a month on top of what I'm getting. And that's nuts. I mean, that means I'm going to do one of two things, depending on how successful this life flashback mask sells for me, and this life. If these start really selling like crazy, I don't need my Social Security. All right, I can hold off on collecting the Social Security, and make these masks instead. Um, but my concern is during the months that slow down, I can't keep, on Social Security, off Social Security. You have to stay on it for the year or off of it. You just can't. You can't go on and off. So I can only make $1,500 a month, which means, depending on how well these sell, that's maybe one or two masks, in a month's time that I can sell. Possibly, I can only do one, depending on how much that sells for. I'm going to test market that on eBay, um, and see exactly how much somebody's willing to pay for it. I'm going to test market it. I'm going to do a couple masks on there, test marketing. It's not going to have a buy it now option. I just want to see what people are willing to spend for it. Let them get into a bidding war and see what they're willing to pay for it. But you're not going to really know what that mask looks like until it's painted and haired. And when it's done and it looks amazing, which I know it's going to, because I know that the details I have in this bad boy is on the money. It is really on the money. Look how perfect those lips are. Hold on. Look at those lips on that thing, man. That thing is really on the money. Chin's perfect. Everything's on there. It's really on the money. That is the V2 flashback. Oh, yeah. I'm excited for that. So, my point to this is, if you see one of these masks up there and you're really trying to buy one of these masks, don't hesitate, man. Either get in on it, and eventually I'm going to have a buy it now button. But at first, I'm going to do some test marketing on it. I want to know what collectors think of it. And the only true way of knowing what they think is just to see how much. I see Nick Mulpagano sell his mask for like $3,700. I got a picture of it, still shot of one of his masks, selling for that much money. And I'm like, not that I'm really care that it would go. It's not that it's not that I'm trying to get rich off these masks, not by far. I'm just trying to see. It's a compliment if it's that accurate and it looks that good. Somebody spends that kind of money on that mask. That tells me that I've got a gem, and it's legitimately a $500 to $600 or $800 mask. And that's my goal. I don't want to work hard. I want to work less. I don't want to work as many. I don't want to put out 15 masks to make the same money. Uh, I'm going to do probably two, maybe three a month. That's it, at the most, depending. And I think in the very beginning, if I'm only allowed to make $1,500 and it turns around and the thing auctions off for, say, $3,000, man, holy shit! I have to pay back money in towards my Social Security. So you really lose. So it sucks, but at the same time, I've got to feel it out. I've got to wait a good couple of months to see where this all, lands. If it's one of these things like Nag sells masks year round, every month. He's got a waiting list of, I think, like a minimum of 2 to 3 months to get a mask from him. So if you're working that much and you're selling that many masks, then it would be worth it to me to come out of retirement. But once again, I'm one person. I don't have multiple people working for me being able to spit these things out, like do the mold process, do the, make the mask. All I have to do is paint it. If I can just, spit them out once the molds are done, and then have somebody else do the casting of the mask and do all that for me, and all I have to do is sit and paint it and then spit them out, that'd be great. But that's not reality. I'm a one-man operation here. So, yeah, that's a flashback. That's the original flashback there. Only I don't like this one. I don't know what it is. 24-inch. This is a small one, and there's something off about it. I don't know exactly what I can't put my finger on it. Looks like the eye cuts are a little too round. I don't know what happened when the latex shrunk up a little bit. It made the eye cuts. As you shrink the mask, it can change the shape of the mask a little bit. So I'm kind of like, I'm sure when I paint it, it'll look fine, but I don't know, not in any rush. I'm more interested in getting the sculptures done and getting the molds done on the main mask that I'm making. We got the LC in play. We got the flashback ready to go. So that's what my focus is, on getting these two done, and then I'm going to turn that flashback into a 2018, aging it. I'm going to age it and make it look amazing. So oh yeah, that's the plan. Anyway, guys, I'm going to say goodnight. Been on here long enough, and that's finally thickening or hardening up that clay's hardening up, but it's not hard enough yet. I still felt it was still moving a little bit, so I gotta wait. I'm gonna wait till tomorrow before I can carve into it at all. Set it up right and start working on it, shaping it right. But there's the life cast. Let me try give you a look down on it. Oh yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool. That's gonna be pretty cool. What do you guys think? Are we ready to yeah. Uh, all right. I'm going to jump. I'm getting the yawns, getting tired. What do I have to do? There's something else I still have to do yet. I did my dishes, clean the counters, put the dishes away. So damn cold outside, man. Yeah, I don't know what I want to do. There's something else I had to do tonight, and I can't remember what it was. I was working on music most of the day. I'm always doing something, guys. That's just the way I roll. I never stop for anything. I rarely ever stop. I don't just lay around and watch TV. I'm just not that kind of guy. I actually have a mold for a skull, and that would be pretty cool. I can make skull parts and make a skull mask. That would be pretty cool. I can make it out of resin because I have the silicone copy already made. I just have to demold it. I haven't demolded it yet. I have a silicone, and what I can do is cut the. How do I do that? Well, I'd have to make a clay copy of it first, demold it, and then make latex, like a latex mask, and then put it on a sock mask. I like the sock mask type of things. I was thinking about doing that, making a skull mask and making it a sock mask. So this way you can put the parts right on the jaw, so you can move the jaw up and down. You can make the jaw move. That would be cool. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. See over there, right there. You see this right next to the life cast, right there. That's the skull, the human-sized skull. It's a real human head. Well, not real human head. It's a resin copy of a human skull, and it's embedded in the silicone still. I just haven't I've gotten around to demolding it yet. Once I demold that, I can make some human skulls. Cut the parts up and put them on a sock mask. But yeah, man, I've been busy, always busy, always doing something, always got something to do. And I got to get to cleaning this room too. That's another issue. This room's got to get fixed. Yeah, man, I had this whole cleared off. I had all this nice and clean, and then when I got the spray booth, that got cluttered, and all this stuff got cluttered up again. The spray booth's going to be awesome. I'll be able to spray paint in here. There's the hose that comes out of the back top of that thing. I have to put a bucket. Silverado, all right, man. You have a good night, buddy. Yeah, I'm gonna use that spray booth in here. Yep, that'll be fun. Oh yeah. All right, I'm gonna say good night, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. But we got this LC78 on the way, and it's LC stands for Lifecast, the Captain Kirk Lifecast mask. Well, it's William Shatner Lifecast. So we're on our way with that. It should be fun to keep working on that too. All right, peace, everybody. See you on the next video.